Hi, welcome back to Hacienda Homestead. This is Jenna, and I just wanted to catch y'all up on the happenings of the farm. This weekend, we had quite a few nannies decide that it was their time to kid out. We had four of our Spanish nannies have twins, and we have about six more that still need to kid out, and we expect that to happen pretty soon as they all got pregnant around the same time. It did turn cold yesterday and even colder today. And so it's not surprising that they chose to kid out then. It seems like they always wait for any sort of weather change, especially if it's going to be cold, if it's going to be snowing, which we don't get very much in Texas. But anything like that, and they think it's time to start kidding. Now, these Spanish nannies are, they're pretty wild. So I was telling my brother, I hope that they don't need help, because if they do, we won't be able to catch them to help them. Now, the daddy and the weather, the daddy is our Nubian buck, and then that weather there that's eating some hay. Um, he's just a friend to the Nubian buck when the Spanish nannies or the other Nubian nannies aren't with him, but he is the dad. And so far, all of the babies have the Nubian ears, and they look just like Thor's ears. They're white, speckled, and my brother was hoping for solid black babies, but so far that hasn't happened. They all have the speckled ears, and one of them is really beautiful. She has a lot of white on her. And so we're trying to figure out how what the sex is. And it's normally easy when your goats are tame, but these goats are not tame, and they will charge you if you get near their babies. So Adam was trying to get in close enough to see what we had here. This girl, or this lady here, she had two girls, which is good. We prefer girls over boys. Um, and you can tell she's watching us closely. She did not want us to get very close, but you can see their ears, their long Nubian ears. Um, we never intended on getting Spanish nannies, but we found 10 Spanish nannies and we got a really good deal. And we thought, well, we'll just kind of flip them because we got a good deal and they were going for more than what we paid for them. And then we decided, well, we'll let them have babies because that's more money in our pockets in the long run. We don't plan on keeping any of these babies. And so it should work in our benefit once they get older and we can sell them. And now I'm thinking we are going to hold on to the 10 nannies that we have and maybe breed them again. But the babies are just too cute. But you can tell that mama's like, you better watch it. Yeah, she's skittish, but she isn't going to leave her babies. So if it comes between her and her babies, she'll ram at them. But he was able to get close enough to see if it was boys or girls or a boy and a girl, and it was two girls. And I think her babies are really, really cute. They may be wild, but they are really good mothers. So far, they've not had any problems kidding, and the babies have joined in the herd. Um, and seems to be going good. So there's more that should be kidding out in the very near future. Well, some of these have already kidded out since I filmed this video. And then we have this set over here. Now she's the one that kidded out first. And I saw her laying down, and I was able to walk and get close enough to see that she was in labor, and so we just let her be. And then so the one with all the white is a female. And then the other one that is black with the ears, with the white ears, is a male. So the female is absolutely gorgeous. When they're pretty like this, I always want to keep them, but we really don't have a need to keep them. Now, if we do decide to continue on with Spanish nannies, we will, as these get older, we will start keeping some of the females just so that we could breed them. But right now, we have no intentions of keeping any of these babies. So, and they've all had twins. So, these dogs, what they were doing is they weren't trying to get to the babies. The dogs know that the afterbirth will bring predators. And so they come in and will eat all the afterbirth, will eat dead babies. They won't bother the healthy ones, but they will eat dead ones because they know that will bring a predator. And their job is to protect these goats. So that's what they were doing there. Um, and if they got too close, that mama was going to show them who was boss anyway. So um, there's only one Spanish nanny that is tame. And then Kayla, my sister-in-law, and Biddy are going to ride on the back of the trailer. We recently got a big roll-off. We're trying to get rid of a whole bunch of junk on the farm. And so Lamont's going to load up an old gate that was out in the pasture because they're going to get together a whole bunch of metal that we don't need and take it and sell it and get rid of it. And then we have a roll-off that we're just throwing trash in, and we have that for a week, and then someone will come and get it, and that's going to really help get the farm cleaned up. I've mentioned before that the people who we bought the farm from left a whole bunch of stuff so that we don't want. So anytime we're working outside, usually Biddy and the kids are near. We try to teach them as we go. Biddy's a little young, but the twins, who are 13, we want them to know how to run this place. So when we pass on, hopefully we can pass this on to them, and it will survive another generation. This is Willow. She has triplets, and she's one of our Nubian goats. This is Hazel. She has just one buckling, and she's really sweet. I really like her a lot. And then here's Nightingale. She'll be bred for the first time in the fall. She's what I call the teenager. And she is almost too friendly. Like, she'll jump up on you like a dog, and you have to tell her, get down, get down. And this is Laverne. Laverne doesn't get bred or anything, and she's not a full-bred Nubian. And this is baby Ruth, and she will be bred in the fall. Now, we're having quite the ordeal with worms, and so this will be our third time to have fecals checked and have to worm. We're trying a different wormer, and so all of the nannies are getting worms, so we're having to hold off on milking because we cannot drink the milk for 10 days after they've been wormed. And so that's fine. They've got babies on them. So it's not like we have to pour the milk out. If they did not have babies on them, we would have to milk them and then just pour the milk out because we can't drink it. And there's Biddy playing. She was outside playing on the trailer that she had been riding on. And she's been finding little flowers too and giving them to us. She's ready for spring. The goats aren't scared, but they know that they're not going to like this. They're very docile. Nightingale is the loudest of them. Nubians are known to be loud, talkative goats, and Nightingale is by far the loudest. Laverne, she kind of plays the grandma of the bunch. She loves kids. And then baby Ruth had a hoof problem, and so we didn't breed her this year. But she will be, or last year, I guess. We didn't breed her last year, but she will be bred in the fall, and she should be good to go. Lamont's gathering up stuff to go put in the roll-off. It's in the evening and we're just trying to get things taken care of before we go inside. So there's Biddy playing on the trailer and Lamont carrying stuff to the roll-off. It was really nice. It was very affordable to get this big thing and very helpful because we were having to load up trailers and take them to the dump, and we would have to pay to dump because it's in the city next to us. Our city doesn't have a dump, and because we don't live in that city, we would have to pay. I think farm life for kids is the best. Here's Adam. We have a lot of green grass coming up, and so he called all the sheep and is going to let them out of their pen and let them graze around the house. Um, our houses are completely fenced in, so we can just close the gates to the roads and then they can pretty much have at it. And that's what they do. And that's what we've been doing for the last few days, is just letting them graze the green grass because they've eaten down so much of the pasture that they're in. We've also thinned our herd. Some of the older ones needed to go to sale, so we've recently done that. And here's Drew. Adam plowed up the garden, and now we have to fertilize it. So that was Drew's job. I'm not sure. I wasn't out there. Lamont was out there telling him, so I'm not sure if the pushing just there was too much, it bogged down, and so he went to the hand fertilizer, and so he just walked the whole garden and fertilized it. And then Adam came behind him in the tractor and just tilled it up, tilled the fertilizer into the dirt. And then this week I am anticipating putting in our potatoes and onions, and uh, here shortly I will be hopefully showing y'all all the things that we intend on planting. This is a small garden. This is our first time to garden. We did as children with our mother and dad, but this is going to be a learning curve for us because we don't really know what we're doing. But thankfully, we have someone who is kind of holding our hand and saying, no, you need to do this, And so we take all the advice that we can from him, and we're very grateful that we know him. And so I just thank you for tuning in. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I know I don't say that every time, but I really do appreciate those that are already tuning in, and I hope to get better at my content. I know it's not perfect. I'm new, but if anything, we have this for our kids and our grandkids for they um, when they get older and they can say, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember when that happened. And I know I wish I had that from my parents, but YouTube wasn't back in the day, didn't exist. So thank you for joining me, and I'm trying to drop videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So just stay tuned, and I will see y'all next time.